If you have ever wondered how your food actually affects you on a vibrational level, aka on an energetic level, then this video is going to help you so much. I'm going to be talking about the two different types of foods and really breaking down how they show up in your body and how they affect your energy level, as well as mind, body, soul, right? So it's all connected, and the things that benefit our mind and make us feel good, decrease anxiety, all those things are also anti-inflammatory for the body, so they're better for our whole body, they're better for our soul and our energetic self as well. Whereas conversely, those that cause anxiety, those that cause inflammation in the body and cause discomfort and a multitude of health problems are also negative for our energetic body. So I'm going to break this down for you on today's video, and I can't wait to get into it. Hey guys, welcome back to another video. My name is Cara Michelle and I'm here to help you live your truth. So I want to preface this video by saying that I have tried so many different things over the years, and I have gone from one extreme to another, and this is not what this video is about. So this isn't about me telling you you have to eat the same way I do. This is just about me sharing different tools and different things I've learned and I've personally experienced over the years. So I used to be on a highly carnivorous diet. I loved animal products, I loved meat, and basically we grew up as like a meat and potatoes family, like eating steak all the time, ribs all the time, burgers, chicken. Like I ate a lot of that, and that was what I thought I liked at the time because that was what was normal. I didn't really eat any fruits or vegetables, and there was always this long-standing joke among my friends that because I just refused to eat them no matter what my mom tried to do, I just wouldn't eat fruits or vegetables. So I now have been 3 years vegan. I'm sugar-free, pretty much gluten-free, alcohol-free. Like I pretty much did a crazy 180 in my life. I went from like one extreme diet to the other, or not diet, just choices, one extreme amount of food choices where it was really meat, and I ate a ton of carbs and pasta and white bread, baked goods. I lived off banana breads and muffins pretty much for 18 years. And then I went to the other extreme of food choices. So I'm not here to push my opinions, but I am going to share what I've learned. I am going to share what can help you, and then you can discern and make the best decision for yourself. Doesn't mean you have to make a huge drastic change tomorrow. This will just help you tune in to your body, your mind, and your spirit and see what actually feels best for you. And I guarantee when you start to do that and you start to make that connection, then you will realize that you do actually feel better with certain foods in your system. So with that said, okay, we have dense versus light. Okay, I'm gonna give you two examples. So say you eat a big meal and it's a ton of meat, potatoes, like heavy food. That's very dense, right? Or you think about after you eat like a big Thanksgiving dinner and everyone jokes about like the food coma. It's because the foods we're eating, yes, it's also because we're like enjoying and eating a lot, but the foods we're eating are very dense, compact, and heavy. Okay, whereas when you're eating, say, like a plant-based meal, it is very light. So for instance, I went to a fruit festival a couple of summers ago. Shout out to Canada Fruit Fest. And this was my first time experiencing like a raw vegan, and we just ate uncooked fruits and vegetables for like 4 days. So it was like all these fresh fruits. It was the middle of summer in the Okanagan, so like peaches, plums, different berries, like so ripe and so fresh. It was so incredible. But you're just eating that and then eating like salad, different salad stuff, different plant-based dressings, and like even me talking about that, you can see that those foods are a lot lighter. So they're a lot more, you absorb them and digest them a lot quicker. It goes through your body, through your cells, and out, right? Like you're clearing out your system a lot quicker when you're eating lighter foods because it's just going through the whole body a lot quicker. Whereas when you eat super dense meals, you can end up really plugged up because it's heavy, it's hard to digest. Your stomach has to work extra hard and your system has to work extra hard to digest and break down these really dense food molecules and to clear it out, okay? So just looking at it like in an energetic standpoint right now for that, one side is very dense and heavy and weighs you down. Not necessarily brings you down, but it does, it weighs you down. Whereas the other, you're like light and you're energized and your body isn't putting all of its energy into digestion, so it's actually able to put its energy into yourself. And this is why there are actually a lot of now vegan athletes and plant-based athletes, because as long as they're still hitting the right nutrients and having a well-balanced, healthy vegan, because there are a lot of unhealthy vegans who just eat like fake meats and still sugary products, right? That's not going to be healthy. But there are a lot of athletes who are thriving on a vegan diet because they're energized. All of their energy gets to go to the muscle, to also your cellular repair. So for me, I had so much chronic pain, you guys, when I played university volleyball. I would cry all the time. I'm an emotional person, but I would cry all the time. I was in so much pain, and I would sleep for 10 to 12 hours a night and wake up exhausted. I'd still be pain. I'd still be tired. My body was just super run down because I wasn't ever eating any fruits or vegetables at that time. So I was really not getting very many nutrients at all. And my body was putting so much energy into digesting the dense foods, the heavy foods, and then also trying to heal and repair my injuries, because I ended up with a lot of injuries, which makes sense. You would have injuries when your body's weaker and it's run down and energetically drained and physically drained. So I had all these injuries and stuff, and all of my body's energy was really just trying to go to like digesting and clearing out my food, whether that was meat, whether that was pasta, whether that was like all the cookies and cakes and baked sugary foods that I was eating. So my body had so much that it needed to clear out that wasn't actually serving its system. And that is why I had so many different health issues. And I tried physio, I tried chiropractor, I was acupuncture, massages, like for years, spending probably thousands of dollars on these things, and none of it helped until I actually worked on what I was putting inside my body. So it's like, it really is that you are what you eat. And it's true, because you look at our cells, and on a cellular level, our body is designed perfectly to maintain its health, to take care of itself, to, cells replicate, they can heal. We have all these things that are naturally functioning. But if we're putting in a lot of processed foods or sugars or things that aren't actually that healthy for us, then it is going to, that's where the health issues arise, is from what we're putting in, because everything that we put in has to come out. It has to be expressed. This was also why I had horrible acne for years, because I lived off sugar, like sugary products and dense meat and a lot of dairy, which I actually realized later. I for sure was dairy or lactose intolerant, as most of us are, because it's not natural. It's not actually milk for us, but that's another argument. But my skin, because our skin is our largest organ. So if you have a lot of toxins in your body and it needs to be expressed somehow, more often than not, it does come through our skin. And so these big breakouts come through, and that's your body trying to expel the toxins and expel what's in you that isn't meant to be in you. So that was like all of my health problems pretty much got fixed when I started incorporating more green juices, when I started taking care of my health, eating better, making better food choices. So I'll save that for another video. But energetically, we've got the dense, heavy foods, or like the light foods, okay? We've also, as I said, dense food takes more energy to digest these things, to process that. That's just common sense, right? If you think about a big steak, that's super dense. That's very heavy. So it's going to take more energy to digest it and process it and clear it out of your system than if you eat like some apples or some bananas or something, right? Like any kind of fruits or vegetables are a lot less dense. So that's a lot less energy being used. Now, what does this matter in terms of vibration? Is that your energetic body has more energy now. So when you're not spending all your energy processing your food, that energy gets to go into other things. And this is why, or not maybe why, but most people in the spiritual community are very conscious of the foods they're putting in their body, because even in terms of like meditating and stuff, if you eat a steak, it's going to be hard to go meditate and actually like have a profound experience because you're weighed down and your body's so busy digesting. If you have eaten lighter foods and then you go sit and meditate, your body, your energy is able to really go to that process that you're in. So you're able to stay on that higher vibration and put your energy to those kinds of things. And on top of that, if we look at this on the most simple level, dense foods are life-taking. They are draining and taking your energy to process, to recycle, to clear out, to digest, right? Whereas really light foods are actually giving you life. They're energizing you. They're not leaving you drained, right? They're energizing you, moving you forward. They are increasing the quality of your life because you feel better, and they're actually better for your health, your cells, and your body. So there's this really drastic difference, not to mention on a cellular level. And when we look at the foods we're taking in, if you're eating primarily plant-based, even if it's not all the time, but say you're eating plant-based meals and you're eating like fruits and vegetables, those are life-giving meals, and the energetic vibration of those foods that you're putting in, those are foods that have literally just been absorbing energy from the sun, from nature, from water, right? From earth, from the ground. And it's like a very high, the dog, a very high vibration food that you're putting into your body. If we look at animal products, it's fear versus love, really. If you're eating good plant-based foods, there's no harm, there's no killing, there's no negative emotions or things energetically imprinted. Whereas if you're eating animal products, studies have proven that fear and emotions show up in the body. Fear and emotions are stored in our cells. So if you're eating an animal that has gone through and experienced fear, which they all have because they've been put through horrible, horrible lives and are then terrified before they're killed and slaughtered, you're eating fear. So you're ingesting that on an energetic level. Whereas if you're eating things that are made with love, or like even if they're not even with love, but it's just neutral, you're ingesting that. So we look at trauma, we look at negative emotions, we look at how these things show up in our physical body, and so many people are storing a lot of trauma from their own experiences and unhealed things. This can be seen in the way their cells react. This can be seen in the way their body is functioning, their mind is working, and their energy body is functioning as well, mind, body, soul. So if we can see that in humans, the same can be said for the animals that we're eating, because they experience those same emotions. So again, if an animal has a major amount of trauma or fear and is giving off all these hormones and is panicked, and all of the cells in the body are screaming and panicked and in this fight or flight mode before it's killed, and then we're going to eat that animal, we are ingesting that fear. So energetically, it adds to that dense heaviness, that low vibration that then we're putting in our bodies. So I just think, and sugar, to make this not even about animal products, but sugar and processed foods are also synthetic. So it's chemicals, it's different man-made things or combinations of things that are not actually healthy for us. And so we're putting that into our cells, and we know that it's not actually going to benefit our cells. So it's really about looking at life taking. Is this taking away your quality of life? Is it taking your energy? Is it taking your time? Is it taking your body's natural functions of healing and putting all of it towards digestion and digesting and clearing out processed or heavy, dense foods? Or is it life-giving and it's actually energizing you, it's helping your body heal, it's helping your body stay in the most natural state, right? So really taking a look at this. And just before I finish this video, I just also want to mention that one of the biggest things I noticed for my own anxiety, because I used to have extreme anxiety for years, when I switched to plant-based and when I also cut out sugar, because that's a huge one, and caffeine, like coffee, my anxiety levels decreased, like plummeted down. And I know a lot of people don't want to make those changes because they're like, but I really like eating these things, or I really like the junk food or the sugar or the meat or the coffee. But if your anxiety is super high, then I really invite you to start taking a look at the foods you're eating and paying attention to when your anxiety spikes even more. Because for me, when my energy was going to processing all the dense foods, or when I was having these highs and lows from my sugar spikes, or when I was drinking a lot of coffee, my anxiety was so off the charts, you guys. And it was because like all my system, everything's out of whack. Everything's working on overtime in certain areas and it's not able to be in other areas. You know, it affects your mind in a lot of different ways, and your mind also triggers the hormones sent through your body, and you just end up in this kind of panic, heightened state that you don't want to be in. So the more you start to just eat more natural, healthy, life-giving foods, then your body gets to come back into its homeostasis and its equilibrium, and you'll start to feel a lot better and feel way more energized, and this sense of calm, this sense of peace that really will help you in so many ways. So I hope this video was helpful for you. If you enjoyed it, please hit the thumbs up, subscribe, and turn on notifications, okay? A lot of people have been messaging me, if you don't turn on notifications, then you might miss these videos. So that's what you have to do with the little bell there. And make sure you check out some of these other videos up here, and I will see you guys on the next video.